Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
Yes, welcome, amazing people. We start this conversation on a sad note, but it's all not lost. It is redeemable. Okay, so I'm just thinking, and this actually baffles me, and it shakes me at the core. The sweat, the effort, the determination that people put into making money, the blood that people put into making money, and the rate at which make money or get money fast is rising, is a neck-breaking speed. And the speed at which most of us want to leave the poverty syndrome or poverty side, cross to the wealthy and rich side, is actually also very disturbing. The speed at which, because gone are the days when we were taking step by step, day by day, and putting in the effort and sweat and patience and determination and effort. But these days we want to snap a finger and everything is on our beck and call, and which has left so many hearts ripped and so many wounded, lost their hard-earned money and savings and investments. But who do we go to? What do we do? And what do we do from now? That's why I have Ronnie and Esther in studio, to be able to break this down so we can understand why are we so gullible as a country, as the world at large. Why are we those kinds of people that every Ponzi scheme that is coming up, you know, we bounce onto it, we jump onto it, it's a wagon, we want to jump onto the track and to just disappear into the horizon of financial freedom, sitting somewhere on a beach and having money cling into our accounts, toop, 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 while you're celebrating, taking pictures and feeding your Instagram feed and telling people how you're in Bahamas having the best time of your life, and yet you're earning so much money that you even don't know how to use. I hope we are together on this, and I know that you could be one of the victims, or you know a victim or someone that has gone through this, but together we look for the solutions and then we seek to understand where is this coming from. Welcome, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Welcome, Esther.
Thank you.
This is a hard conversation. It's a hard conversation because some people don't take it lightly, because there are people that we are talking to right now that are already blind. They have been blinded. And they're thinking, what are you talking about? Me, I already have my fast making, you know, scheme. Someone has told me of a deal. And then there's someone who has walked out of being duped. And they're saying, guys, you need to scream because people need to know this information. And yet so many of us talk about it and leave it at that. The thing is, has this ever come to you? Something like this, or has someone ever painted this picture or brought this deal to you as a person? Let's start there.
I'm very skeptical when it comes to my money. When someone is introducing to me a deal, first and foremost, I ask, where are they benefiting?
Them,
Yes,
the ones that are telling you.
where are they benefiting? That should be my first question. Where are they benefiting?
Because when someone knows something good, they would keep quiet with it. But now they're sharing.
Of course. One guy who approached me, actually, he was even a pastor. And I told him, Pastor, let me first watch the space. When you achieve, I'll join.
Wow.
Let us give it time. When you achieve, I'll join.
As I need to see first.
Exactly.
Yes. It's not about having faith.
Let me tell you, Bahati, a beautiful thing, a deal which really makes money, they don't expose it. They don't share it with everyone. The moment you sit on your desk, just know it's a fraud.
Wow. That's beautifully put.
Just know it's a fraud.
Because if someone knows that it's an authentic thing,
Yes.
they would rather look for money elsewhere
Exactly,
to put in it instead of sharing it with another person.
Yes.
Or they would even come and borrow from you and say, just give me this, I have this business deal.
Exactly.
But if someone is asking you to invest your own money,
and put in there.
there's something
There are many
fishy.
Ugandans out there who've got money. If this is really authentic, they can approach them.
Yes.
And tell them, guys, if you put in $1 billion shilling here, this is how you're going to benefit. And they put their money there. But they target these poor earners. Someone who can part with his 100,000 and doesn't know the meaning of 100,000.
I know.
It means a lot. The youth have gone through a lot in terms of thinking about that quick money, that I can make quick money.
Because
Also,
if you put in 100,000 and in 2 hours you have 1,000,000 shillings, like we would all be in those businesses.
exactly.
Because we are all looking for money.
A number of people will be there. But when you see someone telling you, please join, put in this amount of money.
But don't tell anyone
Don't
else.
tell anyone. Actually, they normally say, don't tell it to anyone else.
Because then if you tell to someone who is skeptical, they are going to warn you out of it. So they don't want anyone to
The
warn you.
fraudster, they use a number of approaches. Different
And
approaches.
I want us to unveil them because these are the things that people have brought to us. Esther, have you faced one?
Yes, I have. You know, I left work because I was a mother, a young mother, because of maids and everything. Now I decided to stay home and look after my children. But you know, many times these kind of schemes come to you through friends, very close friends.
Of course.
So I have this close friend who approaches me and tells me, you know what, please join ABC. And this is what it's going to be. When you join and bring more people, this is how you earn.
The pyramid scheme.
The pyramid scheme. And I actually joined.
2 legs.
Yes. So you have to bring 2, then smile
Yeah.
here, 2, then what? I'm telling you, I didn't get anything out of it. But I invested, I think that was 1.5.
You did.
Because they were telling me, you can actually join with 2 accounts. One for you and one for your daughter. So I... 700, 700, you know, I joined, but I didn't get anything. Even after selling some
They
of the
keep
products,
telling you that buy the products, invest in
buy the
yourself.
products, bring in more people, you know, you basically become that kind of person who's doing that business for them.
You are their marketeer.
Exactly.
And their marketeer that is recruiting people in your circles.
Exactly. And I came to realize that...
not actually marketeer, but you're creating capital for them.
yes.
The money they keep on distributing to people comes from you.
Yes.
Are you getting it? They
Yes.
start with you, you collect the capital, they start giving those few people to entice others.
And you don't know that you're being used.
Exactly.
And what baffles me is the people that bring some of these businesses, sometimes they guilt trap you
Yes.
into investing.
Yes.
As in, don't you trust me? Can I bring something bad?
Yes.
Can I direct something bad to you? There's no, I can't harm you. And then they will show you a good life that they are living. Or they will show you of a certain person that reached a certain status and how
Exactly.
much money they are earning, and they're earning from every one of us. So when you get to that, you'll start traveling, you'll start doing all these things, you'll be a trainer and a coach. And those things are quite predictable. But my question is, why are we so gullible? Because this goes back into the schemes and the wisdom that they use into trapping people. I want us to be able to uncover some of them. Why do you think you got to that place of, let me open these accounts? Like, what words did they use? What tricks did they use to get you to that place of saying that, you know what, let me just do this?
They actually show you the benefits. They'll show you, you know, they'll bring out different people that joined and the kinds of lives that they're leading.
Wow.
They'll show you the different cars these people are driving. They'll show you very many things. Actually, they can even show you the bank accounts and tell you, you know what, this person
Which you
joined with this,
don't know whether it
which you-
belongs to someone.
Exactly. And they'll tell you, you see, this person joined with 2 accounts and by now this person has this money and they're also traveling. And by the way, you also see these people driving and you assume, oh, this is a very good life. So-and-so is driving, not actually knowing that this person might even have just borrowed that car. So basically, it is brainwashing. And I do believe that at the end of the day, I think this is gambling. It is really gambling, and gambling is really demeaning.
And you know, when you talk about gambling, with gambling, someone goes into gambling knowing
That you
there's
can
a
lose
possibility of
or
losing.
losing, and
And I
yes.
think gambling is even better.
Yes.
You know, we talk about,
Yes,
we
yes.
talk against gambling, but gambling in this case it's much better. Because now these people come with motivation. They come with positivity, mind shifts.
No
They're
risks.
using the right, no risks. They're using the right words, feeding your mind what you would love to hear, and then using the chance of you are somewhere, but you want to get out of there and grow. So they're showing you this is the safest way to grow or the fastest way to grow. So I feel gambling is a bit safe. Gambling is not good. But gambling is on a different scale on this. So you get to a place where you invest. You feel like, okay, this has been brainwashed. At what point did you get to a place where you're like, you know what, this is a done deal, this is a dead end?
I'm telling you, you know, they have different workshops. They have those workshops every day that you have to go into.
Workshops.
Training. They train you and train you and train you so that you can also go out there and become a trainer, probably explain to other people what this kind of company is about, what it has to offer. I basically got so tired because at the end of the day, you know, when you have your little money, the transport that you use every day to go for those sessions, you have to feed yourself. And by the way, when you even see where they have their lunches from, they used to have a restaurant and they would spend very expensively to show you that actually, you know,
and
they're
then
earning.
You also have to join
exactly.
in and spend your hard-earned money.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, I think that was in about 2 months. I did an evaluation. I said,
that was too early.
Yes, 2 months where I'm spending this. How many people have I got that have joined in?
And the products usually are a bit expensive.
They are.
Yes.
They are.
I didn't get any, but I had spent more. And actually, at one point, my husband was driving me there. He told me, but I don't like this thing. I told him, I think it is just that you don't want me to work. That's what I told my husband.
Yes.
But you know the way these people market this kind of scheme, it is very attractive.
Yeah.
That you really want to be part of them.
The pictures they
Pictures, but
use.
after 2 months and the hustle of going there every morning and I'm not earning anything, maybe I got to make friends and, you know, the networking bit and everything, but financially, I didn't get anything out of it. I realized that I'm better off sitting and thinking of something that I can do. I can do a small business.
Yes.
Even if it is
Put in the
poultry.
effort.
Yes. Because even the Bible brings out the fact that we need to work hard if we're to
With our
earn.
hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I would rather kulunda maying koko
Yes.
and earn than getting into Ponzi schemes.
No one is telling you that this hen can grow in 2 days.
Exactly.
And you can sell that.
Exactly. So I have that freedom. I earn my little money and I know I have it. I can
And you
invest
budget
it.
for your money instead of wanting to live a flamboyant life
Exactly.
that you even you've not earned.
Yes.
Wow. Why are we getting any more tricks?
You know, it's not only actually about investment. Someone can think out there who's a viewer and think maybe they only scam people in terms of investment. Others come in terms of scholarships, sponsorships. Bring your children here, they're going to be paying 50% off and
So that you can pay the other
so that you can pay the other 50%. But at the end of the day, it's a scam. There is
And
a
then they close the office and go.
No, there is one pastor who has been arrested over 1,000 times in Uganda here. He keeps on changing names. Today comes with this other name, the other day comes with another
company name.
Yes, it says you guys come, we have free education here, bring your children. So when you reach there, you need to register.
With like aka
50,000. Pay for uniform, pay for this, the rest leave it to us. Then he goes to another school and try to negotiate with those people and bringing here some 100, 200 people. They are coming. Kindly please give us a discount. How much are you paying? We are paying 1 million shilling. Can we pay 600 because you're bringing so many in big numbers? From where you sit as an administrator or headmaster, I feel like I think it's a good deal.
They're
Let me bring
helping
them.
out.
So they bring them, drop them there.
And they don't pay the money.
They can pay that term, but they don't pay
Next
again.
term.
But remember, they told those other guys,
Parents,
it's a scholarship which will run them from senior 1
To
to senior
four.
4 or senior 6.
And then you get stranded with your
You
children.
get stranded. At the end of the day, you can't go back alone. Because for you alone, you paid around 300,000 or 400. You can't go back to claim 400.
Where will you find
But
them?
you are over 300 people, 400. How much had this man taken? Such cases are very common. You find this guy being arrested, he's taken to Luzira,
And then he pops
5
up the
miles
next
miles
day.
down the road, he's
Yes.
out.
Comes
He
back
changes the
and
name
the same
Yes.
and a different project.
thing. And
Improve.
It's
Even,
like,
yes,
it's like
Improved.
these things of taking workers out.
exactly.
Get jobs for them.
Yes.
A lot of things is supposed to be done, even at the time of career guidance at campus.
Yes.
They need to guide these guys very, very well because I've seen these guys suffering a lot. There was a story where a company opened. They furnished their office very well and they invited the people for job opportunities. They told them when you're coming, come with a laptop or a good smartphone. Make sure you have 100,000 shillings with you. They even talked about something else.
That they were going to give them jobs.
They are going to give them jobs. But for the interview, you should have those gadgets.
items.
You should have them. So when they reached a certain floor where it seemed to be like a reception, they told them, okay, leave all your things there, go to the third floor. Are you getting it? Put your bags there, go to the third floor. So they went to the third floor. And they started talking to them. Then the guy said, excuse me, I'll be back shortly.
And he flew off.
And he went down.
Picked everything.
Only to come back and there was nothing. They had taken the bags, they had taken the money, they had taken the laptops.
Goosebumps.
I'm telling you.
Jesus.
We need, I don't know, but we need to talk to our people. More especially, maybe I'm too much attached with youth.
Well, the youth, that's the pain.
They have
Yes.
That's
used
the
them.
pain that I have. Because
Yes.
if a 50-year-old goes into those schemes, clearly there's something wrong.
Yes.
But if a 25, 30-year-old goes into those schemes, half the time there's a bait that they have put,
Yes.
and maybe they do not think through, and they act in a way because they are desperate.
Yes.
They're desperate for a job. He has been on streets, from campus streets, 5 years. The shoes are breaking, doesn't have anything to eat, and he's thinking, half those laptops maybe were even borrowed from someone.
Exactly.
Give me a laptop, I
Yes.
need to go and do
Yes,
an
and do
interview.
an
Give me a
interview.
phone, a good
Yes.
phone, I go and make an interview.
Yes.
So they are in debts, they are crying, and their dreams are crushed.
And this guy has
Do you know
disappeared.
what it takes to pick up those pieces? It's possible that 10 years will pass minus that guy picking up their pieces and forgiving themselves for doing what they did or getting into that.
Personally, what I want to share with these guys out there before Easter, I don't think if you have a job here at Spirit TV, you need people to pay money.
No.
I don't think. If you have to go for a job and they're telling you pay something,
Please be careful.
run away. Run away, just run away. Why are you paying? Paying for what?
Come with your own laptop.
Yes. Why are you paying?
It's as simple as saying I don't have one. So if someone is asking you to pay in order to get something, there's clearly a problem.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to jobs.
Yes.
Wow. Esther.
I'd like to take this back from the time when a child, we have children, we drive them off to school, they come back in the evening, we do not let them do anything as parents because we have maids. So our
They
children
sit.
are growing up in this kind of pompous life that they're not used to working. I do believe this is one of the causes of our children being even more gullible to
Yes.
such.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is, I do not know what interventions the government has, because I'm looking at,
Esther, you're talking about the government.
I'm looking at, because we have Uganda Investment Authority, for example. I do believe there would have been more sensitization on the different investment opportunities that we have in Uganda. For example, we have mutual funds in banks. We have shares
Shares
we
and
have
bonds.
stocks, yes. We have treasury bills. People can be encouraged into buying some of these
those
things.
are slow earners. By the time you buy a bond and a share, and you make quick money, you think anyone would make quick money with bonds. That is a different age, my friend. Those that are willing to
A
do
different class
long-term
of people.
investment,
Yes.
it's a different class of people. The youths, you will tell them that, you know what, invest in this, and they'll be like, how much do I get after that? And like,
And
no,
how-
no, no,
what
no,
is
no.
what is the duration?
Yeah, what's the duration? What's everything fixing their money? No, that is not something that they want. They want to get something quickly, snatch and go.
And
That is
also,
all they
I
want.
think we need to also talk to our people about the lifestyle. Which kind of lifestyle do you want to live? At what age? Someone at 25 wants an apartment which is more than 600,000.
A Porsche car
A Porsche car.
with a very nice
Yes,
one.
the Subarus. They want those Subarus, those youth. The question is, how much are you earning?
And most of all, they want a beautiful girl.
What happens when they take them into such a
That's the
deal,
best
they'll
feeder.
go for it because they're
They
targeted
have
that
to
kind of
maintain
life.
a certain
Exactly.
lifestyle, yeah. And that lifestyle that they cannot earn, that is way above their means,
Exactly.
if they have the means. Because there are those that don't have any means, but they're trying to achieve a certain lifestyle. And just like you said, you have to be very careful. Even when you're a friend, just like they say that you're an average of 5 people around your life, if you are surrounded by people who want to live that kind of life, half the time it's going to rub onto you. Because then you're going to look at, work, they're going to pay me how much? 1 million. 1 million divided by 30 days, how much is that? How am I going to survive? Because I need to go to the bar and kudugaza meza,
Exactly.
you know? And you spend 1 million in a night. And everyone has to call me a boss. And there's a way people want to be called, to be seen as great. So if you tell him to earn 1 million a month, he will tell you no.
That's not a job.
That's not what I
and
want.
I can't afford
That's
it.
why they would rather die on those machines, the betting machines, thinking that, you know what, let me spend this million targeting to get 10 millions. And maybe that million does not happen. They even go and borrow. They even go and more. And money lenders are making quick money.
Yes.
They are making quick dollar, minute by minute. But of course, for them, they will tell you. I think money lenders say, but some of them are not truthful.
No, it could be a very good deal, probably, someone to go and borrow from those money lenders, just in case
It's an emergency.
what is eating you up there at that moment, you can't avoid borrowing.
Yes.
But we've had so many cases where people call these money lenders that have your money here. And the guy tells you, I'm not in the country. He tries to dodge as much as he can.
So that you can default
And
then
add
they
on
come
more
and take
interest.
your property.
Yes, at the end of the day, they're targeting what you put there as
And you know,
security.
the people that are suffering more are the people in the villages. They're the ones suffering more. And half the time they know that this old woman has sons in Kampala.
Yes.
So if they hear that we are taking the house, the sons will come. And this money will have multiplied or tripled or even quadrupled. So these sons in Kampala will come and pay this money. And they're being very dubious. There is one who told me that people these days even borrow money. And it's in your circles, maybe a friend that you have known, an acquaintance that you have known. They come to you and tell you that they're very badly off. So you give them a certain amount of money and they're going to pay back. But because you know them and you know someone who knows them and you know someone who knows them, only to find out that this person has done it to 100 people. And they cannot pay back because either they have changed, they were in Kampala, now they're staying in Nairobi.
Yes.
And they have taken all their money with them. And whenever you call them, they even insult you. Stop calling me. And that most of them have landed into prison for those that have really followed. Because I know for sure that Interpol has followed some of them, grabbed them from wherever they have hidden and thrown them into the jail. But there are those that are walking free on the streets. And then they are doing this again and again. The moment they know, and then in the business world is also not surviving, especially online businesses. Someone tells you, they post very good merchandise, and then they tell you, you know what, they have all those dollar, you can pay in shillings, you can pay in what, and then they tell you, you know, you tell them, I buy, you deliver, I pay. They say no. They say no, you have to first pay. But because you need something so badly, because they get that top-notch products, most people have paid money and only for these numbers not to even be switched off. They are still functioning, but they are still duping other people and getting money from other people. And there's nothing you can do. And then they have agents. And most of the agents are mobile money people. That you're buying goods either from Nairobi or from Rwanda. I've had like 5 cases of people that have been duped like that. And someone tells them, I'll send you the goods. And then this mobile money person, you talk to a certain mobile money person, they know my number, they can send either M-Pesa or they can send MTN to Rwanda. And then this person sends, and this particular lady told me, ask this mobile money guy, do you know this lady? It's like this, so many people send money to that lady through me. So when I talked to her, I wanted to really establish what exactly happens. It's like, she gave me her bank account and her mobile money numbers for both Rwanda and Kenya. So people actually, like in a day, I can get 100 people paying money to her account. So I asked her, have you ever followed up to know whether this person is a right person? Because you'll be the first person in line to be arrested. So that you can be able to bring her. But do you even know where she stays? She was like, I don't know where she stays. I just know the numbers.
When it comes to online, Bahati, it is worse. It is worse. But, you know, and you can't say that I know it all. You cannot say that I know it all. You can't. I've ever been conned when I was traveling to India. We're supposed to apply online, and you put there some money. So this guy create their same websites with something very different, maybe a point or something, and you apply and put their money. Oh no.
Only to discover that it's the wrong one.
After printing out the receipt, I took it to Indian embassy and they told me, no, this is not us. This is not us. And only the first person.
That means like thousands of paid in
you're
your
the first
account.
person. You can't call back these people again. But let alone, I realized that I think I was conned. Because someone called me at 7. Girl, you've not paid, and I was wondering.
How follow up.
Yes. How come they can follow up even up to 7?
Yeah,
but
the
that didn't
activities.
open my mind because all my interest was
You
I'm
to
traveling.
go, yes.
Are you getting it? I'm traveling. It happens.
So that means if you are in a venture that needs to be accomplished, like you're traveling or you're in a pursuit of something, you're chasing,
Yes.
in that moment they can be able to con you or to rob you of your hand and money. Why? Because you are in a quick to fix this.
And you know, Ugandans, I don't know what we are supposed to do, but as Esther was saying, I think government needs to intervene because most especially the police, they know these people. Some of them, they know them. They've been arrested several times and they keep on releasing them. I'll give you another simple example which is happening currently. You go to mobile money, you tell them, I want to withdraw or I want to deposit. They say, okay, I want to deposit how much? 5 millions or 2 millions. You give them the money. They say, we are putting it on which number? You tell them the number. Yeah, I'm putting it on 0772400441. Yes. Does it bring the names Ronnie Chivirige? You say, yes, it has brought.
So you know.
Please send. You know you send.
And you move away.
You move away. The man has not gone to that number.
So
You
what
come back and they tell you, no, for us we are here and we did the transactions. And the money went on your number.
do they
and
show you the message?
they have everything. Of recent, there's a lady who has been getting me that same money at Forest Mall
I've
here.
had so many of those things.
Many cases, they have taken those monies. Because, and one lady was saying, there is a gentleman who normally comes here and cheats people. When you're telling us the numbers, for him is also entering something there.
No, but again, if I'm telling you the number to send, the other guy does not have float to send, because so that means it does not add up. I also read stories like those, especially for Garden City branch, and so many people were crying about it. And clearly, their reasoning was not telling, because you can't have more than 30 people complain about your
The same
branch,
thing, exactly.
and the same people are smiling behind the counters.
They toss
and
you
like
around.
nothing
has
is
been done.
wrong. Nothing has been done. That means you're actually working with police.
Yes.
That means it's a racket. They know it.
Exactly.
So while you come, they take you to open a file or make a statement, and then they know that statement is going to get lost, and you're going to have the back and forth and get tired.
You get tired.
And then you will give up.
Yes.
And then they will go on. As you're doing the back and forth, they're already stealing or conning other 100 people.
Exactly.
So the quick money, now, most of those things you realize these are people that are very intentional and targeting. Where we started, these are people that I want it very fast. The mobile money people, those can be grabbed, put into prison. Definitely you lose in all sides, apart from our government that is very reluctant on our laws and letting all those people float around. But when it comes to us grabbing into these money schemes, for example, there was a D something, I don't want to even mention these things because I know you will come for me. D9, you mentioned it, you know, and someone says, give us your money, we go and bet for you at the world platform. You know, do you know how much money these soccer teams, you know, and so we bet for you, and then I think it was in days, multiplying in days.
Yes.
So each day you leave your investment there, it triplicates, and all of a sudden, wrap up their offices and they're out of the country.
Yes.
And no one can report anywhere. Even when you go to police, they're like, but we don't know those guys.
That's why Bahati was saying police needs to be involved.
Government, yes.
I'll give you an example. I was in Rwanda and you boarded the bus from Rwanda to Katuna. Then on our way, one lady requested the bus driver to have a stop and he withdrew some money from mobile money. So when she went to the mobile money agent, she was given, for instance, if we wanted 200,000, she was given 300,000 instead of 200. She came back to the bus and we started the journey. Just after 3 kilometers, the woman counted the money and saw that it was 300. She stopped the bus. Please stop, I have to take back this 100,000. Before the driver got to know that the woman is pleading for stopping the bus, the patrol was in front of us. It had stopped. Someone has taken money which is more than what he withdrew.
100,000.
100,000.
That's before crossing.
That's how the
Uganda.
government is very strict.
Yes.
That you can't do anything.
Oh,
and this
you had
woman
already
knew,
crossed
yes.
in
Yes.
And this woman
those
knew
are
that
very
I can't take the money.
Yeah.
That's why she was trying to stop the bus.
Wow.
There are
Can we reach
repercussions.
that level? Because you can reach that level here in Uganda.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but again, I don't want to be the one sounding so negative. But I think we really need the government to wake up and fight for its people. If your job is to protect and secure people's properties, and these properties actually contribute to your GDP and your growth of the economy. Right now, we're saying the economy is so bad, but again, the loopholes that are taking money are also so many. So for those that are working, the older age that are working are guarding everything because they have children to look after. But again, the young generation now, the porous holes are in the young generation. That money is trickling down at a very terrific speed, and the government cannot hold it. And then we are borrowing money to pay government workers. Borrowing money for the past, I don't know how many months. But would we need to borrow that money if our government was strict and our police was strict to uphold the laws and to secure people's properties? I don't think we would have reached there. I think we would have had enough. Look at our economy and the kind of food that we have, that we are even pouring on dustbins. How much money would we make out of that? But I think people have become so selfish and egocentric. They're taking care of only themselves. And this goes on record, because in as much as we are targeting the youths and speaking into their lives, if our government does not do anything, chances are the young generation is perishing.
There's something I think that we need to do. Lots and lots of sensitization. Today I was thinking maybe people need to be taught about the value of money, to really understand what is money, because we know it's a means of survival and we can't live without it. And to get anywhere in life, we need the money.
Do you know how much information we have on internet? It defeats the purpose.
And you know, this all starts with the internet.
I know.
If my son sees this kind of posh, kind of pompous life, I see the cars and the phones and everything.
Money, I want that.
It is
one.
through the phone. It is through the media, you know.
Like we have been overexposed.
Exactly.
Back then, we were not as exposed. I usually tell people I watched my first TV to watch was at campus. So clearly, that means I went with all my naivety to campus. Like I didn't know what was there, what was the in thing. People were talking about Sunset Beach and kissing. I even didn't know what kissing looked like. A 19-year-old in my generation, that is how bad it was, but how good it protected us.
Yes.
Right now, I have gone to a school and a P3 kid told me they're heartbroken because their boyfriend chucked them and loves another girl. P3 kid chucked me and now he loves Pauline.
P3 is even older.
It's even older. We have these kids in kindergarten.
I had one in top who was telling her mom they were going for a party. So the mom tells her, no, I think you should put on this short dress. And the girl was like, I can't put on that short dress. Boys will admire me.
Wow.
They'll admire me. I'd rather put on something that is long.
So that they don't admire me.
They don't admire me. So the mom was like, what? Middle.
That level of exposure. So just imagine they grow into this world that is showing everything. Oh my God, this conversation, we can never run dry, because some of these things have happened close to home. Some of them have not happened close to home, but again, we've been exposed to them. And then as an older generation, I think I feel so sorry for people that are facing these things, minus the sensitization, not just because being exposed and being sensitized are two different things. And then being sensitized and you're taking it upon yourself as a personal responsibility to guard yourself and be skeptical. It is the word, skeptical. We'll be right back.
Spirit TV, a place for you.
Yesu wangu anaweza yoyoyo. Yesu wangu anaweza yoyoyo. Yesu wangu anaweza yoyoyo. Yesu wangu anaweza yoyoyo. Anaweza yoyo. Hey guys, we are the Youth Marshall Convention.
Yes, we are here to invite you about the Masenyo experience that is going to take place on Easter Monday at New Redeemed Church, Kabawa. Don't dare miss. We are going to have a lot of artists, a lot of fun, praise and worship experience is going to be a lot of there. Don't dare miss.
Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
You can clearly tell it's a painful conversation, especially if you are a parent and you're looking at a younger generation, not just the younger generation, but your children being in that generation, and maybe those things happening because the predators are everywhere. They're like, what are they called? Crocodiles that are just on the wait. When they see someone that is really gullible, they close in. So for them, they don't say, you know what, let's take this one out or this one out. But if you have lugezi, count yourself out. They will not come to you. If you're like someone was selling me a machine recently, so I want you to buy this machine, and so they're asking for an appointment, and I'm like, you know what, I rarely have time, and if I give you time, that means I'm actually running out of a certain meeting, or as in clearly I am just scrapping for time, so I need to have a clue what's this meeting about. So this person tells me that they are selling a certain machine, and everyone has bought it in State House and in government, and it's a very good machine. And this machine, I think it purifies water. I'm all for clean water, but apparently even Renzori is dirty. So they need to make a demonstration of how even all the water on the market is very dirty. And in my heart, I'm like, I have taken this water all my life until right now. And even if you screamed at me and showed me how many animals are there or reptiles are there, I would still be taking that water. Not to decampaign anyone, but I think our generation, there is a way we attach value to money and then we go out and work for it. And so if it's hard earned, if you're telling me about dirty water and I've been taking it for the past 40 years, what's going to change right now? That I have to buy a machine of millions of shillings. I would rather pay school fees for my children. I have important things to do. Not that water is not important. It is, but I can do with the current water. I have no problem with the current water. Not to decampaign people's businesses. But I think we have also been duped at that front. Where someone comes and says, now this protects the energy field around your body. Have you heard those things? You put this bracelet, or you put on this necklace, and it takes away all the bad energy. And I'm like, my friend, I have grown up to this age with all the bad energy. Can you leave me with my bad energy?
I've been successful with it.
Can I continue with my bad energy in peace? Without taking my money, without thinking of me spending an extra coin to take away bad energy. So what's wrong with this generation? Because now I want us to direct that conversation to them. What's wrong with this generation? We have talked about the parenting. We have talked about warning them and sensitizing them. But remember, after these guys are out of our hands, they are going into the hands of the world. And the world teaches differently. It's on point. Whatever you do has a repercussion. And so most of them, they leave whatever you have trained them to do. And sometimes they learn the hard way. Let's direct this conversation to them. What do they need to, where do they draw the line between good money, hard-earned money, and good, creating better wealth, and the Ponzi schemes and all the get rich fast and freedom, financial freedom, and sitting in Bahamas and having money flow into your account? If any of that happens, the 6-figure and 7-figure, and some people even forget that in Uganda, when you talk about 6 figures and 7 figures, you're talking about 1,000,000 shillings. And so everyone translates, instead of so the others are speaking in dollars, even here people are speaking in shillings, but 7 figures. And you're like, what are you even talking about? So where do we draw the line for these people?
Okay. Still, I'll go back to parents. Personally, I use my example. I have boys.
You're a father of boys?
I'm a father of boys. Wow. 2 are at campus, and 3 are still in the lower classes. But they very well know, during holidays, they have to work for their pocket money. Nice. I don't give my kids pocket money.
Wow.
Those ones who have the capacity to work, it has started raining. They have planted their maize.
That's good.
Yes, all of them.
So they know the value.
They are watching me and they know what they're supposed to do. Parents who are in Kampala, I hear so many social media speaking about Nigeria, that route. Chiwatule, Nigeria 1, Nigeria 2. Those guys were staying in those places. Please, ladies and gentlemen, stop babysitting your children. Don't have them there. That the only holiday they have is to go at Java's,
Acacia Mall.
The Acacia Mall.
Yeah,
they are those places.
parks,
And they know all malls in Kampala.
They're driven around.
Please
in
take them
AC.
back to where you come from. If you don't have that place, buy a piece of land. Because you have the money. You show people that you have the money here in Kampala. But time will come when they're taking you back where you come from.
So stop being posers.
Yes.
I'll risk to be
Stop
hated
living
on your
that
behalf.
life, that kind of life which is just a forged life, which is not a true life. Take these kids back. Let them work for themselves. They know it very well. My son is at
Let them
campus.
hold a hoe
Exactly.
and dig.
My son, my firstborn knows that the moment he's done with his education, he's going to take care of the lastborn.
Wow.
We agreed on that
Yes.
on our dining. We always speak and talk about such issues.
Wow.
So he grows, knows that if I'm to get money, I have to work. It's a garden.
And then I have a responsibility.
Yes. If I'm take care of maybe my brother, I need to start a farm as early as possible. Put there my 2-3 goats. It's okay. And I always tell my boys, when someone tells you put 200,000 somewhere here, post it on my phone and say, Daddy, buy for me a goat.
Wow.
Because in 2-3 years, you'll be seeing something
Yes.
out of this goat.
There'll be 8 goats.
This kind of life you are living here of smartphone, you find a parent buying a kid a phone of 5 millions. Really?
Primary. Not even
5 millions? I being a parent?
Even an
Do you know what 5 millions means if you put it somewhere and invest it?
It can even pay for their school
Exactly.
fees
Me, I
for
put
their
all the
lives.
blame on us parents. We've not done our part to guide these guys
Especially
very
in
well.
this generation.
Lastly, when you identify a job, even if it's going to pay you 500, but you know it will keep on changing every other day when you get the experience, please go for it. Don't target a job of 5 millions.
Yeah.
Do research also. Get to know how much a civil servant's earning.
Yes.
How much of those people you appreciate so much are earning out there. The bankers, do research. Find out how much are they earning before you say this job.
Someone is actually what they're earning could be different from what you actually know.
Exactly. Then lastly, to people who have grown, stop being servants of banks. I'm sorry to talk about banks. We think so much in loans all the time because we don't have the culture of saving. We don't want to work hard.
Yeah.
Whenever someone sells a piece of land in the village, the brain says, buy a border. Go to town and join here. And the government has also affected our people. Why not regulating these border guys in Kampala?
They're registering every day.
Why do we have thousands of them on the streets?
They are more than the people in Kampala.
Are you getting it? Why do we have them? This is all lost energy.
Yeah.
That's why you end up
Redundant.
borrowing every other time.
That's why they will steal, they will jump onto betting, they will jump onto
Let
all
me
the
tell you,
Ponzi
Esther
schemes.
and Hilda, you find something has happened on a certain stage and all borders are packed.
They're like 10,000.
A number of them are there and
They've all gathered to come and see what is happening.
And ask yourself, are they really working? So government needs to come out. It's very important for us to sensitize our people, but with the hand of the government.
Wow. And it's people like you that actually help the government. Yeah? People that have a heart for this generation, like you have a heart for your child, that's the way you'll feel about another person's
Exactly.
child, that you wouldn't want them to just perish like
True.
that. Because people have committed suicide in this generation.
Yes.
I think you have seen
Because
them.
they've lost money.
They throw themselves into their cars. The police released a report or a video last, I think, past 3 months. People were throwing themselves in Kampala.
From
in front of
buildings.
cars,
Just a
from
week.
buildings.
Just a week back, didn't you see this guy was in Imbarara on those electricity wires?
Yes, and they were telling him to come down, and he wanted to just perish. So you don't know what happened in his life. But again, if we don't have people that have hearts for this country, then I don't know where we're headed.
Thank you very much. I would like to start from where Brother Ronnie stopped. You talked about having boys. I have daughters. And one of the ways that we can help our girls not becoming victim of such is they also need to be taught how to work.
Yes.
Even if it is animal farming, girls too can do that. They can do baking. Recently, I was telling my daughters, I want you to start baking so that we can do chain supply in supermarkets.
Yes.
Because I have a certain supermarket where I do chain supply. So I was telling them, towards the end of holidays, we are going to do grab. Ginats, Gweke, then we'll pack and we'll supply so that you can have your own money.
Yeah.
Why am I doing that? Because I would like my girls to grow up being independent of having to be given free money.
How old are they?
There's one in S2 who's 15 and one who's 13. Who's just joined S1.
And you see, because Bategera knew, even when they are in primary, they can actually, you can introduce
Yes.
them. Because now the language they use is language we never used back then.
Yes.
They know strong words. They are more like exposed.
Yes.
So actually, the earlier you expose them, the better.
Yes.
Instead of saying they're still young. So that they can watch cartoon and watch TV. And you know how they sit in chairs? The chairs that you sweated
you
for,
bought.
and then they cross their legs and even shake their legs while they're taking ice cream.
I normally tell my son, because I
They
only
live
have one boy,
rent-free.
he's in P6, but I tell him, Jordan, this house you see here is not your house, and my daughters too. I tell them, even if we die, God forbid, you're going to rent out this property, you're not going to sell it, but you're going to make better use of it. So I think gone are the days where we don't have time for our children. We need to sit down with them and engage them. And also provide some financial literacy where possible. And this is when I think financial institutions will have to come in and help people.
Yeah.
Now, most especially about the investment opportunities.
Yes.
Why would you tell me to invest my little money into betting? Why?
I know.
I have 100,000. I can invest it. I can buy shares. You know, there are those small things that we can do.
Someone,
even if it is 50,000, it can do something.
20.
Yes.
Someone said they started a baking business with 20,000, buying a quarter of sugar, buying flour, buying some small eggs, and when they made a cake, it became 40,000. They reinvested that 40,000. When they made more, and in this generation, when you talk about 20,000, that feels like just buying water.
It's nothing.
Buying water.
But that's money that someone used to start a business. And that's very true what you're talking about.
I'll be honest with you. I left the corporate world, but you know, I left because of my children, maids and everything. So there was a time I was at home and I looked at the land in front of me. That was after I was duped of the other company.
Yes, the Kahana.
Now I look at the land in front of me, I'm like, what is it that I can do? I went and bought butunda, passion fruit, and I put it there, I planted it there. I got some people who helped me put up the poles and the nets and everything. Believe me, I started putting butunda in my car. And I would move into offices and selling my butunda. And that was money.
And how big was the plot?
It is about 44 decimals.
And you planted butunda?
Yes.
And you actually harvested butunda?
Yes.
In Kampala here?
In Kampala here. And my friends would buy the butunda.
You know? You see what we go through? These are the things that someone can sit and not just think about fantasizing of getting money in just a switch of a hand, but someone knowing that, by the way, I can do something with that. I can think, I can be creative, start with what I have. Wow.
So, and my kids would also be part of the harvesting.
And now they know butunda doesn't go in the fridge.
Exactly.
They know butunda.
So they would
grows on
even
a
water
tree.
when they were young. They would every evening from school they would come and water. We would get jars, watering cans. Please have this, have that, and they would start watering. And they would see the whole process, how the katunda is growing, how the...
It's exciting.
You know, yes,
it's
how
exciting.
it's sprayed, because you have to spray.
Yes.
You know,
So
then
that
the
you don't have
harvesting
snakes and what?
was the better part. They would drink their own butunda.
Wow.
And also, so we had our chitin where we would put that money. You know, sometimes we also need to teach children the culture of saving.
Yes.
So we'd put our money and we'd say, how much did we invest? We would do those calculations. So by now, at least I know my daughters can, and my son can do something.
Yeah.
Instead of being idle and going into betting. So we need to empower people.
So the emphasis here from the grassroots.
Yes.
The grassroots.
You as a parent.
Yes.
Because the Bible says that teach a child the ways of God, that when they grow up, they do
can
not
never
depart.
part with them.
Exactly.
And I think financial literacy is one of them.
Yes.
Because money is very important in
Exactly.
God's economy.
Yes.
So that means that while you teach them that way, it's very possible that they will be tempted while they get into university and the shock of university, of the flamboyant life. But they will humble and come back. They will humble themselves and come back to the foundation that you showed them.
Exactly.
If the world does not respond to what they have, the energy they have put out there, be like, but my mother taught me different. My father taught me different. And it's so important that a child that has seen, do you know the diligence and the patience it takes? I know as a child, I made a garden, but every day I will go to see how far the crops have gone. But the patience and the diligence that goes into that, it does something to your brain.
Exactly.
The saving and your money growing, it does something to your
persevering.
brain. That you don't have the instant, you don't want the instant gratification of I want it now.
Yes.
You're like, if I can be able to be patient for 6 months, for a year, for this to materialize, then success is the same way.
Exactly.
And sometimes you will grow the butunda and they will dry. And you will start again.
Yes.
So that means success is not shooting and
It's
going.
not.
You can go 10 steps back. But that does not mean that you've been buried. It only means that you've been planted only to grow back and maybe to a better you.
Exactly.
So,
Let me give you this story.
yes.
One day I invited one of the guys I was working with at my farm. He came, you know how villagers dress up. And he came to Kampala, he came to our offices, and I was asking my colleagues, what do you have to say about this gentleman? He must be one of your farmers. I told them, he's better than all of you. You're dressing go up so smartly. But this guy has more than 6 acres in the village. His personal land. How many of us have got it? And I was asking them, how many of you have got it, just an acre, anywhere in this country? And they don't have them. So sometimes look at these people from the village and you think, they're primitive. They are not. Because for them, they know early in the morning I have to go to the garden.
Yeah.
For us that we're thinking, going to the bed, watching the movies, going to do, what are they called?
Or hanging around.
Playing this, what is it called?
What's that?
I've forgotten. These balls on the tables. What are they called?
Pool.
Pool.
Yes.
Go to the pool tables. That's what they're thinking about.
Yeah.
People in the village, you see them in the trading center in the evening.
After they even take a bath.
Exactly. After they take a bath and you see someone in his sandals and they're very clean.
Very clean.
After work. But for us, do you sit in the evening and evaluate yourself?
No, we don't.
That what have I done today? Do we do that? A number of people they're not doing that. And you know, a day can go and another one goes and it becomes a
By the
month.
time they're on TikTok.
And in a wrong land, it becomes a year. Before you realize,
10
you're
years.
old.
You're
You've
old.
grown old.
And then you develop mtondo. You start looking at people that have money as thieves.
Exactly.
Like, for them they steal. They're in government. Not everyone in government is a thief. Or
People
not
can
everyone
work
that has
and people can make money.
People have
People
worked
have worked,
over
yes.
time, and
Yes.
that wealth has been sedimented.
Yes.
But you who is busy on social media platforms, scrolling mindlessly,
Yes.
you know, from morning, and then you have to buy data, and you don't have the money. These days, men ask for money from women.
Yes.
To load airtime.
Yes.
To kukwana other women.
For fuel.
For fuel. To go where? For fuel to go where? Nowhere substantial. Like they're just driving around and showing other people how, you know, they're very okay. And I hope you did. There is a prayer a certain country artist prayed. Of course, he was praying for her ex. It was a very bad prayer. But now, me, I'm not going to pray that prayer. But my prayer is that these people hit a dead end. You know when you hit a dead end and you're like, you have come to a stop, there is no way through. All you have to do is to make an about turn and go back to the principles of money and the principles of financial literacy and being able to grow organically.
Yes.
And in a way that is sustainable. My prayer is that they hit a dead end.
Mine Hilda, in conclusion, it's not political, but let government.
We are allowed to be a political.
Yes. Let government actually put all the effort, all the energy, all the brains in a parish development model. Because when you study that model very well, it's really beautiful.
Yes.
Really beautiful.
Yes.
People who are going to benefit from it are those guys you're talking about who know what to do.
What to do.
Not someone who's going to gamble. It will be very difficult someone to get parish development model money and take it to any online business.
I need to be educated here
about that.
The model, yes, I have seen that and how it's really promising and very good. But aren't we having the same models? One turning into another and one turning into another. Yes, and and now coming to the parish model.
Let me throw more light on that. The reason why I've seen parish model being very slow, they're very skeptical on each and everything.
Okay.
They have trained
Which is good.
people. They have trained people. They have done a number of trainings. What are you exactly going to be doing? I'm going to be dealing in vegetables. They give you training. I'll be dealing in beans. Me, I'm a farmer. They have
So they're looking for those niches.
different workshops. And on that panel, or on that group of the circle, you must be recommended by 10 people. All of them should put a signature that yes, give Hilda money. We
so that there's a constitution kind of.
Exactly. It's a very beautiful model, and that's why you've seen it
That's how
very
they
slow.
rolled out, then it's very promising.
It is very slow because they want not to make any mistake. If that is followed very well, I think a positive mindset will change.
Let's only pray that it will be corruption free.
Yes.
That's exactly my because the other thing is the execution and the rolling out can be good, but again a problem comes in somewhere that we start recommending people that are not trustworthy or even worth of the help that they need, because it's the people that already have that are being helped half the time, and the people that don't have are the ones that are begging, but again they are not getting anything. So I pray that that does not get in the way, jeopardize this to go on. But I believe that government can be able. The government has so many resources in people like you.
Yes.
They have so many resources. If you decided and say that you were going to partner with banks to go to primary, secondary schools for financial literacy, because some of these lessons are not there. For financial literacy, that what does the budget look like? What does it mean to live within your means? We throw these words around, but we do not break them down and demystify the myths that are surrounding these things, so that a child, by the time they get to campus, by the time a person from campus gets their first money, they don't know what a budget looks like, but they have been talking about it and they've been hearing about it. So I think the resources that the government has are the people itself. So let the government actually use the people themselves to actually reach out to the people. I believe that this is doable, and with programs like this, with you people out there in the field, talking to people, owning this information, talking to your children, because they're literally your children.
Yes.
Everyone that you can bear is actually your child. And I think you would have the same pain to see a life end, someone committing suicide because of something that could have been avoided. And we are losing able-bodied men and able-bodied women in the process that would contribute to the development of this country. So we've heard from Ronnie and Esther, and I believe that there is a lot more where that came from. I know that we will have more time to actually talk about this because they have a heart for the youths. But again, I believe that you also have a heart. If you are youth and you have a heart for the youths, I know so many of you that are there, and then you're a parent and you have a heart for the youths, or you're in the government, but you also have a heart, this pain. I just hope that we can all find a way and means of being able to help these people. Otherwise, the get rich scheme is stealing so much. Our GDP is falling. Our economy is in total pieces. But we need to be able to gather ourselves and build a better country, build a better continent, and build a better globe. We deserve it, but we can give it to ourselves, and it starts with you and I. So we're not leaving anyone behind, and thank you for being part of this conversation.
Thank you for